Hey everyone, it's Cynthia. I'm definitely not doing a plan with me right now. As you can see, I'm on camera, don't have a planner in front of me, not in front of my desk. I'm doing something different today. I'm gonna do a desk tour. It's been asked before on YouTube and Instagram before, and I figured, you know what? I need to take a break from the plan with me's. Life is really not super normal for me right now, as I'm sure it is for a lot of people. I'm not doing quite as much planning. I'm doing a lot of daily planning. I'm planning on the fly. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to do something different and give people something that they have asked for before. So in a quick second, I'm going to open the door and show you my desk area. But yeah, I just wanted to do something different. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've posted, and I'm sorry. I've just been super busy working on the front lines in social media right now and doing my part to keep our customers informed and educated and everything like that. So don't have a ton of time and energy, motivation, all of that after working from home all day to then do more content. But I felt like, you know, had some motivation over the weekend, wanted to get this video out for you guys to be published on Tuesday, and here we are. So I'm gonna let you in the room really quick. Okay, so when you walk in, this is the desk area. To the left, I've got my craft cart here, and I think I might do a separate video on that. If you guys are interested, let me know. Don't mind the mess down there. That's like stuff that I kind of just need to like figure out what exactly I'm doing with it, and for now it's just sitting in like a basket. So let's get into the desk part itself. Let me back up for a second. This desk is from Wayfair, and I purchased it probably about a year ago at this point, and it's interesting. You are able to set it up like with two different orientations. So if we ever leave this house and I find that the orientation flipped would be better for me, I do have the option to do that. And you can put this part with this like L part here, you can see where it connects over there. That's not actually adhered to the top. You have to be careful because like you can actually, if you like pull it too much, it can come apart from this little section over here. So you definitely want to be mindful with this. But if I ever need to change that, I could easily pull it away and put it on this side here. So to start with, that is where my desk is from. It's got a lot of compartments. I'll pull the chair back so you can see and kneel down a bit. It's got a lot. My inbox is like really crazy right now. I need to go through all that stuff and figure out what I'm going to use and what I'm not going to use, but yeah, that's why that looks like that. That planner, let me see, there, that was a notebook actually, an EC notebook that I'm not going to use anymore, so I just need to toss it, but I just haven't had a chance. But I keep like my paper cutter ink, you can see up there. That little section there can go in a teeny bit closer. This section over here is kind of like my crafting supplies, so my Tombows, the containers behind it are die cuts, stamps, all of that sort of stuff, and then I do have my power sheet supplies over there as well. You can see how dusty that is there, that's not great. These blue containers, so like I've got this one here and those down there, those are all Simply Gilded washi containers. That's what I use to store my washi in, and that's my whole full collection. You'll see there's some rolled up papers there. Those are posters that I used to have in my old office, as well as like backdrops. So before I started using this desk to stage photos and my little EC Sherpa throw, I had like this wooden look. That is one of those papers, and then beneath it is like marble down there. So I have those if I ever want to film on something with a different background. Paper, of course, different types of paper. My current planner stack I keep right there, so it's easy to grab. And then everything down here, my silhouette cutter, the Teresa Collins edition, you know, tripods, my case for my microphone. That right there is my sprocket case. That's still the box for my SSD, which I think at this point I'll probably just toss, but I was hanging on to it to kind of figure out how it worked. Same thing with that box on top of it. I got like a wireless keyboard, and I wanted to make sure it worked first before I toss out the box in case I needed to return it, and it does work, so I'll probably toss those boxes while we're here on quarantine. And I can't remember what's in that brown box. I know it's some tech equipment, so I'm sure that's why it's still sitting there. And then this section here, those are like other planners that I use but not quite as often on a daily basis. So that's like the soft bound that I use for content planning. I have the new vision planner that I got in the seasonal surprise box, and then the soft bound notebook. In here it's just more paper, and here it's just files and stuff like that. So nothing too exciting in there. But on top I've got my tripod, yeah, my overhead, I would say, mount for my videos that I film for YouTube, so I always keep that here. I've got one of the little desk organization accessories from Erin Condren. I keep post-it notes, list pads, what do you call them, rulers and everything like that there too, easily handy. This here is a bookmark that my son made for me on Mother's Day last year, so I keep that and I keep it there for him. I always have a stack of books. These are some of the new books that I need to read. I've been keeping, while we're in quarantine, my daily planner out on a regular basis, so it's easy for me to look at and keep on track with my to-do list. Moving on, we have my little section that's become, like, I feel like mildly famous just on my Instagram, but not actually on Instagram. This is a little spot here. So normally I have my iPad here. I watch, you know, Netflix shows and stuff like that in the background. And I've got this mount that I put it on, and it stays plugged in. But behind it, I've got a picture of my son, some washi tape, this little fan that I purchased when we did our monorail crawl meetup last year for SSP. I just feel like it's really cute, and I like to keep it close by in case I need it. Tape dispenser, which does not have tape in it right now, but normally it does. A stapler. This here was a gift from a friend of mine. It was a gift that she gave me when she asked me to be her bridesmaid. This is also a gift. This is from Alexa. She gave it to me for Christmas. Just a candle. I haven't lit it yet. I don't know if I want to light it because I just feel like it's so cute and special. And then this little planter is from the most recent EC seasonal surprise box. So inside of it, I do want to put an actual plant in it, but for now, I'm holding my little stress ball that I got from the Orlando Magic, and then a bunch of enamel pins in there for right now. So that's what's on that shelf. And then I've got my diffuser, which I've been trying to use every day since we've been home. This little rocket raccoon figurine, and a lamp that I usually turn on in the evenings. And then if you go out a little bit, I've got this sign, a letterboard. I have wanted to change it up and put different things, but I feel like that's so perfect for me that I've yet to change it. So then we've got my iMac here, which is primarily how I work and how I'm working from home right now. I'm just gonna move this over. The iMac here I purchased through a staff sale that we did at our job. This is actually a pretty old iMac, but my brother-in-law did some modifications on it, and we got a portable SSD that allows it to perform a lot better. So it makes it much more functional. Elsewhere, we've got this little charging stand. I usually keep my AirPods there. I keep my washi out here that I use pretty often. And then I do have a pillow organizer here, but I don't use it for pillows. I actually use it for my vitamins. So in order to make sure I take my vitamins every day, at the end of the week or beginning of the week, I put them in for each day of the week. And then at the end, obviously when I'm out, I restock them. So that has been keeping me on track with taking my vitamins every day. I think in here is, I don't think there's wine in there anymore. There was yesterday. I usually have some beverage here in the mornings. It's generally coffee, or in the afternoon, iced coffee. Last night I had a little bit of wine, which is why this was still sitting here. And then I've got a water bottle, and that's kind of like my main hub of productivity when I'm working here at this station. So I've got my wireless keyboard, I've got an armrest and a mouse pad and all of that. And then I'm gonna come down a little bit. So down here, I've got a few list pads that I use to keep me on track with what I have to do. And this is stuff that I have kept here since even before I started working at home. So this setup, with the exception of maybe my work laptop being there. It's basically how my workspace here at home has always been set up even before we started working from home. So I just think that's interesting, is that my workspace has been pretty functional even before I found myself in this situation. So I think, you know, kudos to me that I set something up that is working. So list pads here, that's my daily devotional book that my mom gave me. And then I've got 2 notebooks here. So the one on top has like, I think 3 or 4 prompts, and it just asks you to respond to those prompts every day. They're the same every day, but it's just depending on where you're at that day, your answers are going to be different. And then the notebook beneath it is just a blank notebook. So if I just want to like freeform write and not feel obligated to fill in based on a prompt or something like that, then I have that option. So moving on, we have this little section here. These are all of my pens. I will let everybody, as best as I can, see them. I've got a lot of Couture pens. Let me see if I can like move this over. So all of these, for the most part, are Couture pens. You can see the little emblem. I've got a pretty significant collection of those. Behind that is my vision board, and that's kind of like my ideal schedule on there. So I keep that there. I like it because it reminds me, it's not always realistic, but at least have it there so it reminds me of what I would like, how I would like my days to go. Here I've got a Kit Life Squad coffee mug that has turned into a pencil and scissor holder, and some flamingo pens that are still left over from Flamingo. I got this when I was on the Kit Life Squad a couple years ago, and I've kept it because I think it's a really nice mug in general, and it's just pretty, and I love them. Those ladies are great, so I've always kept that here. I have this little light that lights up. I got it for Christmas, I think, from my mom maybe, or my sister. Harry Potter, of course. I almost never put it on because it's not the best light, and it's kind of like yellowish, which is not helpful, but I love him. This little thing is so cute, so I keep him here. I've got my Once More with Love little plush. I got this in the anniversary box that just came out the beginning of this year. I have a like mobile diffuser. It's a small one. I got that, like that was one of the first ones I ever bought, and I just keep it just in case I need it for anything. I've got more of my pens here. More of these are the functional kind of pens and really specific pens. So these are like brush pens. These are microns. Yeah, Pigma microns in a couple of different varieties. I've got my Sharpie pens, regular Sharpie pens, big Sharpie, and just some different stuff. I've got my Stabilos and highlighters, all that sort of stuff. And then some of these are just like specialty stationery pens that people have given me. They're not like necessarily the nicest pens in the world, but they're cute. They look good in staging photos and stuff, so I keep those there. I've got my Bic pen, which I guess is blasphemous to have with all these other pens, but I do like using it sometimes. I've got this mechanical pencil from Erin Condren that I just keep in here, and then these are some of my silhouette tools, so the weeding tool, and I can't think of what this one is called, but I use it too. Down here, there's not a ton of thought for this little spot here. It's just basically whatever I can fit in here. So I've got my corner rounder, a hole punch, a candle, some sequins to decorate, these Sugarfina gummies that I need to just finish already, but they're so pretty that I don't want to, some more post-it notes, and then just like little mini notebooks that I've written in, so I don't want to get rid of them. This is just like a little sticker book, checkbook. This is a little stand to hold up your cell phone. I've got business cards and like credit cards and stuff in there, so I try to keep that, you know, discreet-ish. And then inside the little drawers, which I'm embarrassed to show you because they're so messy, there's like my old set of headphones, a charger, a beauty light, lotion, and mints. So it's just kind of a catch-all drawer. And then here is kind of like my functional stuff, so like adhesive tape, whiteout. I've got a tape measure, additional blades for my paper trimmer, some extra couture pen refills, a pop socket. So that's just kind of my functional drawer, I like to call it. And then normally this is empty here, but I do have my laptop from work home with me right now. I'm mostly working off of the iMac, but sometimes I do need stuff from our like shared server drive, and I have VPN on that, so I'm keeping that close by in case I need it. And then again, I've got my little craft cart over here. Don't mind the laundry board over there, we just keep that over there. And then that's my bathroom there. So this is my little desk area. I'll put my chair back so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. I know I share it sometimes on Instagram and you see little bits and pieces of it, but I thought it would be fun and interesting to do something that kind of gives you a little bit of insight into how my workspace is set up and how it looks, besides just the little snapshots that you get to see. So that is it. If you have any questions about this, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments. Whatever products you can buy on Amazon that I got for this workspace are linked in my Amazon shop, which is linked in the description below. So if you're interested in buying something and you want to know if you can get it on Amazon, check out that link below. If for some reason it's not on my Amazon shop because I bought it some other place, just leave a comment. I might be able to tell you where you can find either the same thing or something similar. So yeah, that is my workspace and I love it. It's my happy place. I enjoy sitting in this space, which, you know, hopefully everybody does in their little craft area.